Alright guys, time to talk about foot trading. It is your time now to join the dozens of new members we get every single week learning how to trade on the FIFA market. You might be thinking to yourself, well, FIFA's coming towards an end. Now is the perfect time to trade. It's when the market is the most consistent, there's not too much jumping up and down, and it allows you to basically focus on how the market goes up and down, and you're able to then make a lot of coins very quickly. You can then use the knowledge you've gained now to apply that to FIFA 23 and gain yourself a massive head start on everyone else when you're able to build the best teams on the game. So check out the website, but for now, let's get into the video. Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to a brand new video with me, Fuzzball14. Make sure you subscribe down below if you want to learn how to trade in this game and how to craft packs for free. I've opened up thousands of packs and not spent a single penny on FIFA points this year. Make sure you check out the channel. We're going to be building up into FIFA 23. Me showing you what you've got to do now and how you learn to trade now. And that will give you the edge when we start the brand new game in order to build a better team than everyone else and be, I guess, competitive early on. But this video is all about FIFA 23. Loads of things have come out. If you don't want to hear anything about what's to come on FIFA 23, then I'd turn off the video now. But most of it's already out there. But there are two major changes to me that are going to affect the FIFA transfer market, going to affect how people make coins. And for those of you that do open up packs with FIFA points, how I think you guys will, I guess, not benefit from this situation and what they're planning on doing. So, without further ado, we'll head over to FootWiz. I'm going to show you the differences in the transfer market. We're going to talk about the transfer market first. I'll be right back. Alright guys, welcome to FootWiz, the best FIFA website out there. Nothing beats FootWiz in my opinion. And I want to show you three players. I'm going to show you Luka Modric at first, and you can see the difference in price there. Show you Dennis Undav and the difference in price there. I'm going to show you Karim Benzema and the difference in price there. The major change for FIFA 23 is that it's going to be cross-platform, we believe, and that is going to mean one single transfer market, okay? Now, that will have an effect on this game. Bluntly, it's better trading on Xbox. It just is. Xbox, you tend to get the players slightly cheaper. If you're good at trading, you can make more coins and build a better team, in my opinion. Them being brought together, though, I think will have a massive positive for people because it's going to create continuity to some degree. I think that everyone being on one market means that prices are pretty settled at whatever they're going to be at, and there's no differentiation. What can happen is, if PlayStation have a card, let's say a special card comes out and it's 3 million, and on Xbox it's a 1.5 million, there's panic on both consoles as to whether the card is worth the value, and you tend to see the prices sort of reflect the other console. So PlayStation will drop significantly, Xbox can climb significantly, and vice versa. Sometimes it's the other way around. What I think this does is it provides certainty for people when it comes to buying and selling cards. One feature we've seen so far on FIFA 22, it was sort of tested, was this little thing, the average prices. And what EA are doing is showing sort of the average price of this card on the market, or giving you suggestions of players for your team and the average price of that player. I think EA think that's going to sort of stop people from making coins, but it's not. Because most people that trade don't just trade up on the basis that a card is this. Some people do go and do investments. We show you guys how to do investments. But what we actually trade with are with cards with like chemistry styles on them. So hunters, shadows, all that sort of stuff. All I think that's going to happen is it's going to make it much easier to do that. Because what will happen is EA will say the average price of a card. And it might be an informed Depay, for example. And it's 40,000 coins. And you're like, okay, fantastic, 40,000 coins. So I now know that it's 40,000 coins as an average. So if I pick him up below that with a hunter on him, I can then flip him on for more. The difference is going to be knowing when he'll drop and when he'll climb, which is where you want to utilise people that have the knowledge and whatnot to help guide you in that process. The only concern that I do have are in shocks to the market. Everybody is going to feel them. So let's say we've got a promo team that's just happened and everyone's bought those promo cards for their team. The next promo comes out. One thing we know about on FIFA is panic. People panic this. So let's say you've got a really good French striker in the previous promo. Now in the next promo, there's also a really good French striker. The previous French striker will crash in price. They always bounce back, but it will crash. And that will mean that people will lose coins. And I think people will lose coins a lot more readily with panic. And I think that's what EA are intending for it. Is that basically everyone panics, you lose coins, you then go and spend your hard-earned money on FIFA points. And you make them money basically while building your coin total back up that way. So I think it's so important that you get a grasp of the transfer market and how panic can be a good thing for you if you know what you're buying. If, for example, a card drops by 50%, well, why has it done that? There's no other reason other than a competitive card coming out that is very similar to it. Well, that card's not going to just drop off forever. It's going to climb back up again. But that's what I think it will do. It will create certainty, but when there are those moments of panic, I think it's going to hit people's coin total quite hard. We've seen that this year. People's coins have been rinsed consistently by EA with promo after promo after promo devaluing the cards that came before it. And to me, that will be their intention. I think we'll see a lot of promos very, very quickly to rinse people's clubs of coins and stuff like that. So that's what we're looking at the transfer market, the crossplay. I want to talk about a very important thing in a second, and that is position modifiers. I will be right back. Alright, welcome to Twitter and welcome to Foot Sheriff. Now, I'm going to be honest and blunt, I don't like the amount of leaks that have happened this year. It's ruined promos at times. I think it's been distributed in a way that certain patrons, for example, are able to invest in cards. They've been stung by it a few times, but I think it ruins the fun of the game when there are leaks consistently all the time. But leaks for things like what's to come on FIFA 23, that's fine. People are going to do that. And this is one of the major links. There are no specific position modifiers in the game. Every player has a primary position and most of them have a secondary position. This, I think, is going to be massive. The example that a lot of people are using, and it's probably the best example I can give you, is Kyle Walker. As you know, he is usually a right back, but plenty of times he's filled in at right centre back and a back five. Or in a back three, he's played right centre back. His secondary position could be a centre back. Now, we all know about fullbacks at centre back. We all know about how OP that can be. If you take a fullback with the stats that they've got and you give them perfect chem at that position, so his secondary position being centre back, that is going to lead to a lot of expensive players who are going to bounce in price. But the modifier cards themselves, if they are going to be out as modifiers, will be extortionate. Because think about it this way. If you've got Joe Gomez on the transfer market and he's 40,000 coins at the beginning of the game with 82 pace, imagine what the price of a card like Kyle Walker, who can play centre-back, is going to be. Now, the amount of people that are going to play him centre-back would be huge, absolutely massive. So the demand for those position change cards could be absolutely massive. And early on in FIFA, getting your club stocked up with those could be an unbelievable play. It could be a fantastic play. And we're not talking about a few coins, we're talking about potentially millions. At the beginning of every FIFA, before the game comes out, I stack up on shadows, I stack up on hunters, I stack up on anything that is usually quite expensive on the game. Wait for the game to drop, wait for that the first promo, and bang, sell it all. And I'll usually turn over like 1 million coins from a very minor sort of 200k investment. Problem I have with this, number one, it's going to devalue chemistry. I don't like it because it's going to devalue chemistry in terms of the fact that you're going to find lots of players. The squad building options are going to increase across the game. But to me, it's going to make it much easier to find chemistry. And I don't really like that. Part of the fun of Ultimate Team is that it's difficult to get chemistry. Now, the new chemistry system is based upon stars. So, maximum of 3 stars for your team, I think it is. And that's what it's based upon. But if you've got a right back that can become a left back every time, like Cancelo there, if you've got a left wing that can become a cam, it's going to be so much easier to build teams. And that isn't a good thing. We've seen that this year. Preview packs have not really been a good thing, and sheer volume of cards hasn't been a good thing. And like I said before, people's cards are being devalued very, very quickly, and it is a problem because for someone like myself that can trade, it's not an issue. I'll just go and trade and get those coins back. For people that haven't got the money, they basically just get left behind by the game. People that do have the money get enticed into FIFA points, and it's a vicious circle. And EA know what they're doing. They fully know what they're doing. And it's up to us guys to find a way around that, I guess, and try and find a way that we don't end up spending more money on the game, or that people can have a competitive team. This year, people have been able to have competitive teams, but it's still a massive gap to those elite players. And people look at a lot of people's teams and go, right, well, you've got a great team. Not everyone's got the time or the money to invest into FIFA in order to get that same team. They're the two major changes, in my opinion, when it comes down to trading and coin making on this game. I'm very excited to see what they do, but I've got a bit of trepidation with the sort of single sort of transfer market in terms of the ability for people to lose coins very, very, very quickly. EA will be loving that. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe down below. Make sure your notifications are turned on so you never miss an upload. But for now, I'm out. Peace out. I'll speak to you soon.